Hey everybody, Pierre Quinn here. Welcome to another edition of Sunday Night Live. And Sunday Night Live is the place. Sunday Night Live is the space where we as leaders, we get our tune up so that we can lead the rest of the week with clarity and confidence. I want to thank you so much for hanging out with me in this space, whether you're watching live or catching the replay. We've done so much incredible work here on Sunday Night Live. And I know as we're quickly coming up to the fourth quarter of the year, I know this is a space where we'll continue to grow as leaders. So for my session tonight, I want to talk about what you should give your people, what leaders should give their people. We got three categories of people that we're going to talk about in your organization, and specifically what they need from you. Here's a little background on about why we're talking about this on tonight. I spent the last week working with an international organization, and we were talking to leaders, we were coaching leaders, training, developing leaders across three levels of the organization. And that experience working with this client led to some really great insights, some really great insights that I wanted to pass on to you who are part of our Sunday Night Live family. And I spent a week with them. I spent 5 days, a work week with them, pulling insights, storytelling, ideating, working in the space to really increase, to level up what we do as leaders. And I'm bringing some of that insight to you in this space. Feel free to check in with us in the comment section or go ahead and hit share so that another leader that you're connected to can get the insight from this conversation as well. So let's go ahead and work with our first group of individuals, our first group that really needs you to lead them effectively as a leader in your organization. And that first group is all of your admins, all of your administrative assistants, all of your executive assistants, all of the people who operate a support function in your organization. These are the individuals that look at schedules, they help to plan meetings, they prepare documents, they follow up and ask, is there anything that you need to help you become a better leader, to help you do your job well? And based on the conversation that I was having last week with people who occupy this administrative function within this particular organization, there came some insights of people saying, this is really what we need from our leaders. This is what we need from the people who we directly report to in order to do our job better. And the first one that I want to write out for you is this idea of role clarity. Role clarity is so big for admins. Role clarity is so big for your support staff, for people who occupy this administrative function. You need to let them know specifically what you want them to do. And the thing about people who occupy this administrative function, they many of them are very keen on supporting, very keen on checking in, very keen on asking questions. And in order to help them to do their job better, the more specificity you can give them, the more detailed you can be with your admins, the better they will serve your organization. The other piece is this recognition. Recognition is so important for people who occupy an administrative function in your organization. And let me tell you why. Because a lot of times your admins are your unsung heroes in your organization. They're unsung heroes. We got Sherrod checking in with us, reminding us that role clarity is so important. Your admins, your executive admins, your executive assistants, your people who occupy this function, many times they're unsung heroes. They're typing notes for speeches. They're giving you documents to prepare for your meeting, and you're in the meeting and you're shining. You're doing such a great job, but people don't always know that there's a whole group of administrative support that you get in order to do your job well. My admin who works in our business does an incredible job. And when I was working with this particular client last week, I was occupied for most of the week, and my admin did an incredible job of scheduling, pulling down reports, making sure the people who were calling on our organization to do work got the information that they needed, and we made certain connections, all because of that administrative function. But that was only possible because of the role clarity that I gave her, and the role clarity we're continuing to develop as we work together. So we talk about role clarity, we talk about recognition, and here's the last one: skill development opportunities. Skill development opportunities. Not everyone wants to leave the administrative function. Not everyone wants a promotion that takes them out of this particular role. There are some people who have a sense that their calling, their positioning is best in a support administrative support role. But just because they don't want to move outside the context of this doesn't mean that we should neglect skill development for our admins, especially our soft skill development in terms of communication, conflict resolution. We need to make sure that our admins who do so much work in our organization get the skill development that they need to continue to do a very good job. And I'm gonna put a last one here. I'm gonna put a fourth one here. This is support is a big deal. Admins are always supporting us. Are we giving them the support that they need? Do they know that as their leader, we have their back? Do they know that as their leader, we are here for them, and are really concerned about their growth and their development as admin professionals? Okay, let's hop to the second one. What we're talking about tonight on Sunday Night Live: what leaders need to give our people, what you need to give your people at different levels in the organization. We first started the conversation with admin. Now I want to talk to you a little bit about that mid-level leader and what they need from you, and why that is so important. And one thing is really big, and this came up in our conversation with our client last week. Your mid-level leader needs to be able to connect what they do with the rest of the work of the organization. And I'm going to put mission here. Connect with the overall mission, the greater mission of the organization. For the mid-level leader, for the mid-tier leader, being able to connect the function of their particular team, or this particular project, this particular section of the portfolio. They need to see how the work that they're doing is connecting to the greater mission of the organization. The reason why we didn't bring it up for admins, because for a lot of times in the support role that an admin has, a lot of times they're supporting mid and this final section of leader that we're going to talk about in a few moments. They can see directly how the work that they're doing is helping to advance the mission of the organization. But we don't always do a good job of that with our mid-level, our mid-tier leaders. The other thing that they need from you, they need the info on what advancement looks like. They need clear advancement opportunities, clear advancement direction. What do the promotions look like? What do I have to do? What skills do I need to build in order to be considered for a greater role and a greater responsibility? Sometimes we do our mid-level leaders a disservice because we tell them about opportunities, but we don't teach them what's necessary for them to take advantage of those opportunities. And here's a third one I want to share with us that's very important, because a lot of times people get to the mid-level because of some technical proficiency. They were good at a certain segment of their job, and sometimes we advance them based on their technical proficiency, but we need to help them on keying in on developing their people. They need people development skills. Our mid-level leaders, Carmela's checking in with us. Our mid-level leaders need those people development skills. Many of them were technically proficient. They were great at one aspect of their job. They were great at one section of a project. But once we get to that mid-level, that mid-tier, now we're working with a team, or sometimes leading a team. And those people development skills are so key. They can make or break what you're doing as a leader. So we got our admins who need role clarity, recognition, skill development, and support. our mid-level leaders that their they need to be able to connect their work to the mission of the organization. They need clear advancement opportunities, or not just clear advancement opportunities. They need that clear map to advancement, and they need people development skills. And let's end off with our senior leaders. Our senior leaders in our organization, what do they need from us? They need clear vision. They need to clearly know what the vision is. Your senior leaders in your organization should be able to clearly articulate the vision, to clearly articulate the mission, because you have rehearsed it so many times and you've underscored it so many times that the senior leaders in your organization are clear. And the more clarity they have, the more it cascades down to the rest of your organization. Another thing that senior leaders need is they need opportunities. They need opportunities to connect with other senior leaders in the organization. What can happen when we get to this particular level is that we develop more or less a silo effect or a silo perspective, that we're only concerned about our downline. We're only concerned about the projects under our portfolio, and we're not connecting a lot with the other sections of our organization. And there's no way that you can build cross-functional collaborations if the senior leaders in your organization don't have an opportunity to connect, and not just in a meeting, but beyond that. What are the more social opportunities and aspects that can be leveraged so that the senior leaders can get to know what each other is working on and figure out what collaborations are possible? And here is the last one. This is so important. Everyone needs this, but I'm underscoring it for my senior leaders, that they need space. They need space to be human. They need a lot of clear space to be human. I'm going to take the banner down so that you can see this, because a lot of our executive leaders, a lot of the senior leaders in our organization are working, and they're pushing extremely hard. And sometimes it feels like that there's no space to be human, no space to say, I need a few minutes to stop, to think, to collect my thoughts. It's okay not to be perfect, and even to ask for help. And as a leader, you need to be able to model that for the leaders in your organization. So really quickly on this episode of Sunday Night Live, I'll take you through it really quickly, what you need to be able to give to your people at multiple levels in your organization. For your administrative support staff, they need role clarity, they need recognition, they need skill development, and they need support. For your mid-level leaders, they need to be able to connect what they're doing to the greater or overall mission of the organization. They need that clear advancement roadmap, and they need that people development skill building opportunity, because now they're transitioning to leading other teams. And then your senior leaders from you, they need a clear vision. They need more opportunities to connect with senior leaders in the organization and even outside. And they need the space to be human, because the more they have the space to be human, the more they make it okay for others in the organization to be human as well. Hey, this is all we got for this episode of Sunday Night Live. In less than 15 minutes, we've given you your tune-up so that you can lead with clarity and confidence for the rest of this week. Be sure, as you're watching the recording of this, to hit the share button so other leaders that you know can get keyed in on these insights and lead with clarity and confidence as well. And until next time, take care.